is how we country down in the boondocks. This is how we country out in the sticks. Bonfires, mud tires, cowgirls, and cold beer. This is how we country, how we do this. Yeah, it's time to get your country on. Moving that dirt till it hurts, strike payday. Cash that check in a one-horse town. Punching that clock non-stop till the weekend. I sip the beer, throw the tailgates down.
Well, welcome back, everybody. I apologize about the traffic noise in advance, but I'm right next to the road. I'm on that bridge where I've been catching the beaver. Anyway, I'm sorry about the sun glare. So I pulled 2 of my properties today. There's not a lot of activity. I know there's still 1 or 2 beaver left on those properties. However, I got an emergency phone call from another guy that's a big, really well-known person. He owns multiple properties. He owns a farm stand that's very, very popular in the area, and he is flooded bad by beaver. And they gave me basically a week, if I was up to it, to come and try to trap the beaver out before they bring in the heavy equipment and really start ripping and tearing and yanking dams out. So I'm going to take the challenge, because you can make somebody like that happy. That opens up so much more doors for you, because there's so many people here. We jokingly call them transplants. They're people from out of state that weren't born and raised here, but they bought property here, out-of-staters. And a lot of them are anti-trapping and hunting. However, with the connection to Charlie and the farm stand, he's had conversations with multiple ones of them about, you know, if things are managed properly, the benefits of it. And it's opening doors, if I can pull this job off in a week, for more I don't know how to, public relations, I guess you could call it, with people that are typically anti. They're kind of starting to be open-minded to it, which is great. We need that in this state terrible. And a lot of states. But anyways, I'm hoping to really be able to get some of those jobs, take those people with me maybe, and hopefully educate them on all the aspects of it, and they can see it firsthand, and maybe we can get some more believers out there. Anyway, I'm at the last trap on this property. I'm going to reset this one, but unfortunately it is not a beaver. Springtime here in Vermont, and I got a bobtail raccoon, so I'll flip you around here and let you have a look. There he is, old Mr. Bobtailed raccoon. He buried himself into a number 4 dude, square jaw. Just a run here that the beavers use from time to time. Come up here and chew right by the bridge. I catch them on that side a lot too. However, with the water fluctuation this year and the rocks over there, it's been hard to try to set over there. I'm sure I would have caught more probably on that side, but that's okay. I've been catching here. So anyway, I'm going to try to set this back up and then get back with you. Again, I don't have my GoPro on me, so trying to set this one-handed is not going to work out well. But anyways. All right, so anyways, I know I said I wasn't going to try to set this one-handed, but one of my viewers was nice enough to request seeing some of my sets a little more in detail, and that's much appreciated. I greatly appreciate any interaction that you guys do with my channel. If there's some, I always say, if there's something more or something different you guys want to see, please let me know. And so this person reached out, and I appreciate that. So anyways, I got my trap set, got my caster mount still up here. I'm going to freshen that up. I'm sure you're all familiar with drowning rigs, but just in case, this is a cable. I've got weights on the end that I'm going to throw out, and it will sink into the mud. and suction into this mud pretty well. It doesn't always hold big beaver. Sometimes they can pull them, and that's fine. I don't mind if they're sitting here waiting for me when I get here, as long as they're waiting for me. Set the trap, they run down, and they can't come back. Same thing for rebar, and same thing for the fiberglass drowners. You have this piece, this lock, that slides one way, it does not slide the other. And again, if you get a really big beaver, you got to have a ton of weight in there for them to hold them down. So again, I don't mind if I have a beaver alive waiting for me when I get here. That's not such a big deal for me. I have that anchored pretty solid. I've got my trap pulled all the way up. Take the weights, I hook it out. You want to try to keep it as taut or tight as, you know, of a line as you can. If there's a little bit of slack in it, it's not the end of the world. And then with this water had been fluctuating now, I'm going to have to readjust the way my trap sets, which is fine also. And once that muck clears up, it's on a little bit of an angle, but that is okay. They have to come up there. I'm gonna fence this in a little bit. It's on a little bit of an angle. However, they have to put their paws down to come up, and the cast around is up farther. So if they really want to get up in there, they got to come right over the top of it, and they're going to get either a front or a back foot in it. Right here in this spot, doesn't really matter to me. It's really deep out there, so either one's going to hold them under. And again, that slide will slide down that when they take off. It'll only go one way, and then when they try to pull this way, they're going to be pulling against the weights in the muck, and it won't come unless they're super big, which is again okay with me. So then what I'll do, without sticking my hand in the trap, is freshen that up, and I'll slick this bank up, make it look like something just crawled up out of here. We're gonna get a little bit of weather this afternoon, so I'm hoping that maybe they'll move a little bit earlier, and it makes it look like something came up through there recently. I'll put some fresh caster on there, and then, as I said, I'll just block it in with some sticks so that they take the path of least resistance, and that's the set. And for my drowners, that's primarily what I try to do. I try to get it placed where I'm going to get hopefully a front foot catch. As you guys have seen, it doesn't always work out. Sometimes they get over the top of it and they get the back foot. That's fine. I don't mind at all. Pretty easy to take care of as long as it holds them. These number 4s will hold them. I have had pullouts if I've had them by a single toe. That's going to happen with any trap. I don't care if they really want out and they got one toe. They're gonna leave that toe for you. So, but yeah, that's my basic setup. And then when I do a 330 in this run here, in particular, it's a little wide for what I would want to set a 330 in, but you could put a 330 in here. In this state, as long as it's in the water, I try to keep mine so that the springs are at or under the water level. And then I'll pull some of that grass reeds up over the top of it. I'll block both sides in and make it look like that's the only real path through. I do bend my triggers down so that they're just under the water, so when it comes up through, it doesn't see it as an interference, and by the time it bumps the triggers, it's too late. So that's my setup for a 330. Unless I've got to run underwater, which obviously, you know, that's a completely different setup, and at some point I'll try to show you that. Probably not going to be this year with what I got going on, unless I find some really good active bank dens over at this other property. But anyway, so yeah, I wanted to show that, and I hope you guys picked up something from it. If there's something else or something I missed, go ahead and shout out at me, and I'm more than willing to respond. And another set that I remade here, guys. Caster down there. Trap about an inch underwater because we're expecting a little bit of rain, so it may come up a little bit. Really nice cutout. The beaver I've been using in the past. I've caught multiple beaver here. I've caught them in that cutout. I've caught them in the cutout that's over there. There's the dam. The heavy water's rolled most of it over, but it's still there. And there's cutouts on the other side where they're climbing up out, obviously. So I'm gonna reset here. One thing I did forget to mention, for any of you that don't know, I know most of you do know, especially in the springtime, if you're trying to set caster mounts to get a response from a beaver, whether it's territorial or mating or just curiosity or whatever, try to use caster keep track of it and try to use caster from a different area. So there's different beaver smell here, and every once in a while, if you catch and the catch slows down and you know there's still beaver there, mix it up, change up the caster, or move your set and change to a different caster, whatever you got to do. Get them reinterested in it, because sometimes they learn that smell and they start disassociating with it. So yeah, just some more tips for you. I did want to jump back on here and mention to you guys, I am still making the Raging Beaver lure that I make. However, at the moment, I am out of stock. Probably going to be out of stock until sometime around May, middle of May, end of May. So if you're interested, hit me up. You can find me on Facebook as well, and I'll be happy to set you up with that. But John from Georgia there, I don't know if he wants me to put his whole information out there or not, but he's been a really good repeat customer, and he's basically bought me out of everything that I'm not using myself at the moment. It is good every once in a while to buy, you know, what they call a commercial lure or something different from somebody else, just to do a change up. So when they do start disassociating with certain smells, you can change it up. Usually you get a response from that. This time of year, especially springtime, seems to be kind of like the go-to, unless you got really defined channels that you can really set well, and things like that. But for the most part, caster mounts are king during the springtime, so it's good to change it up. But I can say honestly, by far, this Raging Beaver that I've come up with, it holds to the weather. I've got videos. If you go back to my old videos from last season, I've had it where I've flooded out and it's been 3 to 5 inches underwater or more for a solid 2 to 3 days. Pull the mound up out of the water, and the oils, which are all natural, there's nothing toxic in them, but the oils are still running off of it down into the water. I reset that mound right back on the bank, pulled the trap up, set it back up, and was catching that night. It will solidify in extremely cold weather, but it holds up very well, and it holds its smell very well for a very long time. Not trying to pat myself on the back, it's just something that I worked really hard on. I wasn't even going to sell it. I use it mainly myself. I keep track of which casters from which area are in that, so that I use it in different areas, as I was stating, to get the response that I'm looking for. But I had a pretty decent outcry of people that were looking, and so I did start selling it. Mainly like Venmo or PayPal, things like that. You can send me a check, and then I can send you the stuff or whatever. That's fine too. But I don't promote it, and I don't sell it online commercially, just because of the fact that I use so much of it myself, and I only stock so much of it. Right now, the last 2 years, I've been the main beaver trapper in this area, so it's been really, even my dad hasn't trapped. He's had health issues, but because the fur market's down, I haven't had access to caster other than what I catch for the last couple of years. I'm hoping this year, with caster going for only like $23 a pound, that I may be able to find some guys that are willing to sell it to me. and then I can up my production a little bit. But if you guys are interested, you can always reach out to me, and I'm more than happy to try to help you out. Anyway, just wanted to throw that out there to you. Change up your sets, change up your lure. Don't be afraid to break off green sticks, scrub them up a little bit, get that green and white showing through, and place them. The smell from that freshness in combination with your caster can work really well. Just trying to give you guys any ideas and tips. But springtime is kind of like a slam dunk. If they're in the area and they're not trap smart, and you start laying sets in the proper areas that are being worked, you should be catching. Anyway, enough rambling. I think that's it for today. Not sure if I'm going to set anything else, but I reset everything that I was going to. I pulled everything that I was going to, and when I start resetting that new property, I will start getting some of that for you. But anyways, until then, God bless. Hope everybody's safe. I hope you guys had a good season. And again, if you guys have any questions, thoughts, comments, whatever, feel free. We'll see you soon. Thanks for your help and support.